Welcome back to my workshop. Now we're not doing any woodwork today, we're not doing anything in the workshop. We're going to be working on the car today very quickly. Now I'm going to use what's in this package to help diagnose a fault that I have on my car. Now I've got a 2009 Freelander 2 which has developed a bit of a problem. Okay, it doesn't give me much information on the car. All it tells me is it's reduced engine power. Okay. Now I bought this diagnostic tool off of Amazon and I'm going to have a quick look at it. This won't fix the problem, but it may tell me what it is. So before we go any further, let's get this out of the package and see what it is. Right, so as I say, I've just received this. Now what this should be is an OBD2 diagnostic tool. Okay, let's get it out of the package. It's well wrapped. Right, so this is what I've ordered, and it's a FOXWELL NT301. It's a diagnostic tool. It should be compatible with my Freelander 2 to help me find a fault code, which could then lead me to fixing the problem. Okay, as I say, plugging this in won't fix the problem, but it will tell you what the problem is. Right, so in the packet, you obviously get the packet, and it's the NT301 CAN OBD2 and EOBD code reader. Okay, that's what I've ordered. Okay, it comes with a quick start guide, okay, which is basic to say the least, but it should be more than enough. This thing will actually read codes, freeze frame data. It'll erase codes. It will show you live data. IM readiness, I'll tell you about that in a minute. O2 sensor test, onboard monitor test, vehicle information, and unit of measure. Okay, with a DTC guide. Okay, that's diagnostic trouble code guide. Okay, it basically shows you all the buttons, what they're for, but I think the best way to find out is to actually use it. Okay, there's a warranty card, which is a warranty card. According to this, it says it should be for 2001 plus petrol and 2004 plus diesels UK sold cars. Okay, so mine is a 2009 diesel Land Rover, so it should be compatible. Okay. You get the main unit here. I'll power it up in a moment because it's powered by the car. Okay, there's no batteries in this. It actually takes its power directly from the vehicle via the OBD2 connector. Now this is an OBD2 connector. Let me get in close to give you a quick look. Okay, there's a corresponding connector like this on the vehicle, and you literally plug this into the vehicle. Okay, and that communicates with this. Okay, you get some other documentation in the packet, but that's basically adverts. And then you get a USB cable, which is for connecting it to your computer or laptop later on. And you can actually print off graphs and information directly from this. Okay, I probably won't do that. All I need is this to tell me an error code, which will tell me what is wrong with my car. So let's not muck about anymore. Let's get out to the car and plug this in, and we'll quickly go through the menus. This is not an in-depth review. We'll quickly go through the menus. I'll try and find out what the problem is with my car, and then I might be able to fix it. Right, to the car. Right, so this is my 2009 Freelander 2. It's now been replaced by this beastie over here. Okay, which is very nice. Okay, but I've got to fix this one before I can start using it. Okay, so let's get in the vehicle. Oh my God, what a mess. Right, we're in the vehicle now. What I'm going to do is quickly key it on and see if it throws up the error that it has been throwing up about reduced engine performance. Let's see what it says. Right, so during its system checks, it's telling me not only the doors are open, it's telling me there's reduced engine performance. So what we've got to do, plug this in, and I'll show you where that plugs in. Right, so on this vehicle, which is obviously a right-hand drive vehicle with extremely dirty carpets, okay, so we're on the driver's side, this is in the footwell. Now under here, hopefully we can see, there we go. Right, so that is your OBD2 connector, okay, so that's where I've got to plug the device into. Let's do that quickly. Right, so as you can see, there's that plugged in now. There's not a great deal of wire, okay, but there should be enough to bring it up here somewhere so I can actually use it. Let's put it somewhere. Okay, as long as I can see it, that'll be fine. All right, as you can see, I've now got this plugged in. As soon as I plugged it in, we've got power to this device. As I say, it's got no batteries in it, so you don't need to charge it. Now what I'm going to do is insert my key and ignition on. Okay, so I've got all my ignitions on. It's going to do its system check, reduced engine performance. Right, let's have a quick look at this. I won't spend a great deal of time on this. I'll just go over it briefly. Right, OBD2, EOBD. This is the section I'm going to use for basically looking at the error codes. Okay, to navigate on this, okay, you just literally right and left arrows, okay, or up and down arrows. Okay, it's not touch screen, it's all done on these arrows. Okay, so it's simple enough to navigate. So OBD is reading the error codes. Once you've got your error codes, you can look them up on this DTC, which is diagnostic trouble code lookup. Okay, review, you can actually log data on this thing. So if you're driving along and you've got an error that occurs, say when you're braking or when you're accelerating, you can record it and then you can review it. I won't go into that in this video. Then down here, we've got print data. Obviously, you can plug it into your laptop or your computer. You can print the data or graphs. About that just basically tells you about this machine. Let's have a look. Okay, it's obviously by FOXWELL. It gives you a serial number, burn date, which is obviously the programming date of this machine, which is the end of last year. Okay, and it, oh, let's go back in now. It obviously times out. Okay, so that's just telling you about this machine. I think you can do updates by plugging it into your laptop. Obviously, I've just got it out of the box, so I'm expecting it to be up to date. Okay, back again, back to the main menu. The setup, it's not touch screen. The setup, let's have a look. You can set the language. Obviously, it's already in English, I can see that, but if I wanted to change it, enter, you got English, French, Spanish and Italian. Don't want any of those, I want English, so back. Okay, in this bit here, you can turn off that really annoying bleep. Okay, this bleep, okay, you can turn that off. I'm going to leave it on for now because I just want to recover this error code. Okay, but you can also change unit of measure, for example. Let's have a look. You can either have it in imperial or metric, or English and metric. Okay, I'll leave it in metric because why not? Okay, back to the main menu, back to the main menu. Right, let's have a quick look at these buttons. Obviously you see me navigating up and down, left and right. IM, now this is a test for, say for example in the UK you're about to put your car in for an MOT and you want to check its readiness for emissions. Okay, you literally run this test and it will tell you whether you've got any potential problems with your emissions on the vehicle. I'm not going to do that today, but that's what these big buttons for. Okay, back is obviously to go back, enter is your OK button. All right, now on various menus, if you don't know what they mean, there's a help button here and it should show you what it means. So what I'll do is I'll find an example in a moment, I'll push the help button. It looks like it's going to be quite useful. Right, what I want to do is I want to find out my errors. Okay, so I'm going to go up, I'm going to go across to my OBD2, EOBD, okay, and then push enter. Okay, it looks like it's looking for can STD fast, please wait. Right, it's telling me my mill light is off, so my engine light is off, which is fine. Hasn't found any codes. Right, erase previously stored data to save data from this test. Now this has obviously never been used before, this machine, so I haven't got any historical data on it, so I'm quite happy to say yes to delete whatever's on here. Okay, enter. Right, and here we are. We can read the codes, we can erase the codes, we can look at some live data, you can freeze the data, you can check your, same as this blue button here. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff you can do, but we're not going to go through many of these. Okay, vehicle information, modules present, it'll tell you where it's got an engine module or transmission module. Unit measure is back to metric and imperial. Okay, navigation is quite good. Right, let's read some codes. Enter. Right, I want to read stored codes, okay? Not pending codes, because they're obviously codes that have happened and may happen again, or not permanent codes, okay? Not interested in those two at the moment. I just want to look at stored codes, okay? Enter. No codes are stored in the module. Well, that's not very good, because I was expecting there to be an error code. Let's have a look at a pending code, because it may not be active at the moment. Enter. No pending codes are stored in the module. Now this is not very good. Let's have a look at a permanent code. The selected mode is not supported. Right, this didn't help me at all. Right, let's try it with the engine running. Okay, engine is now running. Let's go back up to stored codes. Enter. No stored codes. Back. Pending codes. Oh, this is just not very good, because it's not finding anything. Permanent codes. Enter. Right. This is not good. Right, what I'm going to do is think. Right, so I've run that test a couple of times, and ironically, the issue I had is not generating an error code, which is not very good. Now, what I suspected it was the manifold absolute pressure or manifold airflow sensor. So what I can do is I can look on live data. Okay, enter that. So what I'm going to do here is it's going to start looking at all of the sensors on the vehicle. Okay, and then hopefully it should give me a list. Okay, I want to view data. Okay, this is where you can record it as well, but I just want to review it or view it. So we'll enter that. Complete data set. So it's basically all of the data that's on the CAN bus on the vehicle. I want to look at it, so it should give me as much information as possible. Okay. All right, so here it's obviously giving me DTC CNT, which is the DTC count. Obviously is nothing because it hasn't generated an error. Okay, it shows you, say for example, load. Okay, the vehicle's now running, it's on 39, I presume that's percent, yeah, 39%. If I rev the vehicle up, so for example, okay, you can see that that information is changing, so we know it's live data. ECT, now let's have a check, because I think there's engine temperature. If we go down to ETC and then push the help button, engine coolant temperature. Okay, so that's how you can use the help button. Okay, that's told us what we need to know. MAP, which is the manifold absolute pressure, which is one of the things I suspected it may be. That's a steady value at the moment. Okay, that changes. So what I could do is I could either record this data and take the car for a drive, or I could just sit here and monitor it. Engine RPM, obviously, VSS, let's have a look, vehicle speed sensor, so you could use that if you've got a problem with your speed. Obviously it's on 0 because I'm not going anywhere. You get the idea. Now another thing it could be is this one, mass airflow sensor, which I think it is. The airflow rate from the mass airflow sensor. Okay, I've had a problem on this vehicle before with this. So, but I can use this, I can monitor this, record it, drive up and down, and see if any of these cause me a problem. But for now, I think I'm going to have to go old school and start checking things out. I mean, there's loads of information on here. AAT, what's that? Let's have a look. Ambient air temperature, okay, that's handy. Okay, that's just to give you an idea of how you can use it. Now, I think what I'll do is, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go back to here, I'm going to erase the codes. I think what I'll do first is turn the vehicle off, turn the ignition back on. Okay, so the ignition's back on. Now I'm going to try and erase the codes. Erase trouble codes, even though we know there isn't any, but we're going to say yes anyway. Erasing done. Press any key to continue, and it takes you back. Alright, now that's just a very basic overview. It's a shame I couldn't show you an active error code. Obviously the one that was on here is no longer active, and it's not stored. Not all error codes are stored, which is a bit of a shame in this case. Okay, but using the live function, I could monitor this vehicle and hopefully eventually find out what the problem is. Right, so I've had a look at this for a couple of minutes, and you might be thinking, well, that's no good if it doesn't give you an error code. But you can use this thing anyway, okay? There's certain things that won't give you an error code, but you can use this to help diagnose it, okay? That's the whole purpose of this thing. Now what I've done is I quickly run this IM test, okay? Let's run it quickly. Now this should check all the emissions side of the vehicle, but it also checks a few other things. Now this is run it, and it's shown a green light, which is all good. Okay, but I ran this a couple of minutes ago. I didn't film it because my phone went dead. And here, the fuel tick, okay, FUE tick, that was a cross, okay, but now it's a tick, okay, so it looks like it's got an intermittent problem with the fuel, okay. If you don't know what any of these definitions are, if you look in this little quick start guide here, okay, it gives you a list of what they all are here, okay, so don't get dismayed. Obviously some of these are greyed out because this hasn't got a cat on it because it's a diesel vehicle, okay. So yeah, this highlighted a potential issue. At the moment it's good, but it's good and there's no errors here. All right, so what can I do with that information? Okay, I can now go to live data, okay, enter that, and then I can read all of the signals again as I did before. Okay, we want to view data, complete data set. Okay, and I can look at this. Now I suspect there is a problem with the fuel. Okay, so one of these should give me my fuel pressure. Yeah, I suspect it's, oh, let's go up one. FRP, so possible fuel rail pressure. Let's have a look, help, fuel rail pressure. Okay, so what I could do is I could drive the vehicle and I could monitor this. Obviously, if I'm driving along, I won't be able to see these numbers very clearly. But if I just press the enter button, okay, it gives me a graph. So as I'm driving along, okay, it shows me a constant pressure. Okay, so I could use that, I could record this, and I could check it out to see if that actually drops while I'm driving. Okay, this is probably more useful than you think. Right, that'll do. Right, so let's give me some idea of what the potential issue could be, even though it didn't give me a direct error code. Okay, there's certain issues on the vehicle that it won't necessarily generate an error code. It knows there's a problem, but it doesn't know what the error is. Okay, but using this for diagnostic purposes, okay, I now know that I can monitor the fuel. So I think what I'll do is I'll change the fuel filter and then try it again and see if that resolves the issue. Right, just interrupting Frank of the past. I'm back in the car now. I've been using the diagnostic tool to actually monitor whilst driving around. And I was getting some strange readings. Let me show you which ones they were. Right, sorry about the light. The actual sun shines out today. Now here, the MAF sensor or the mass airflow sensor, I was getting some intermittent readings on here, which didn't look quite right. So I've changed it. Let me show you where that is on the car. Right, so I'm under the bonnet here. Now this is the MAF sensor. Okay, it looks like this. And that's what I've changed. Right, so now when I start the vehicle, I no longer get the warning up on the dash. I still didn't have any error codes. Let's just try it again, just make sure. Well, that's much better, isn't it? Excellent. Right, so it looks like that's the error resolved. So using this, the MAF sensor was faulty. I've replaced it. Everything's good. Right, back to Frank of the past, and he'll say goodbye. Okay, it does prove, don't throw away the instructions, okay, because there's certain things you don't know what they are, you can easily check, okay. This connected to the vehicle, okay, no problems at all. It's fast enough to use, okay. It's powered from the vehicle, so you won't have a flat battery in it every time you go to use it. The controls are logical, easy to use and very clear, and there's always the help button, okay. The help button is actually quite helpful. So would I recommend getting one of these? Yes, I would. I think I paid about £59 for it. It's now April 2024. I bought it off Amazon. Okay, so that's the FOXWELL NT301 CAN OBD2 diagnostic machine. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and hopefully I can now fix my car. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Right, so we're in the vehicle now. What we do is we'll quick... get in the vehicle. That's rubbish, you can't see anything. I'm zoomed in. Right, just interrupting Frank of the past. I was getting some... Okay. Ooh. I'm in the vehicle now. What we do is quickly key on, and I'll see if it